Even leave a little bit on to make my hand soft. So there he is. Ooh, it's gotten warm in here. Boy. Open that sliding door. There. Not a person who likes to be in warmth. So that's it. So now I'll let this soak for 20 minutes. Well, there's the timer for the goddamn bread. That would have been black on the bottom by that time. So anyway, that's the strainer thing. So you can see there's a little bit of stuff, but I'm soaking it in the bowls that I'm going to be washing here shortly. But 20 minutes, and then just wash it like anything else with a bit of soap and water. Rinse it really good, throw it in there, and it dries, and it's ready for the next time. So, you know, and I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, you didn't get to see the decarbonation process. I'll do that next time, because they send like a little boxy thing, and oh, I gotta shut that thing up.
Like science? Yes.
Hey, now, one thing I should say, it's not that you have to make make brownies with it. I mean, you can use this in any recipe that calls for butter or oil. So, I mean, you could even you could throw some of this in the spaghetti sauce, because with spaghetti sauce, I always like to finish with a couple of tablespoons of butter, because it kind of creams it up. And you can put some of that in it. You can spread it. You can, spread it on toast, whatever. So, no, it's, there's lots of uses for that. But me, I like the brownie, a little bit of chocolate with my coffee. And then go for, look at no pain in the back or the legs or whatever the fuck else is going on. So I'm not going to let it sit out. I am going to put it in the refrigerator overnight. And then tomorrow, it'll be hard because it's got the other stuff in it. So now it'll get hardened up. And, oh shit, my sink is filling right up here. Wondered what I was doing. Okay. You could even take I wouldn't do a teaspoon of that, even me, but you could take a teaspoon, that's it. Or put it on a piece of toast. You're gonna get ripped, one way or another. You know what? It feels like it might be warming up outside. Of course, the oven running all that time. Where the fuck is my hat on the floor? What have you cats been doing, eh? All full bellies right now, so it's like they're off in La La Land. I lose them that's why I kind of do it before I bake. Feed them right, because then they're out of the way. They're not running around like the two of them over there. Sound asleep. Full bellies of that nice tilapia and gravy. There's the king of the castle, sitting on a box as usual in a weird position, but otherwise happy. He probably wanted to go in the box, but my pants or something were covering it. Anyway, he's happy. Don't matter. But yeah, full bellies, and I don't have wandering animals. But I think I'm definitely up for a coffee, since I just happened to turn the heater off too. It's been a couple hours. I can do a few little dishes while I'm doing that. I'm gonna run out of space here. I don't know how fast. I gotta check it doesn't show on the this side of the camera where I see the little tiny screen. Oop, that's way too hot. Yeah, that hot water on demand, boy. It don't lack for power or anything. It just, you don't lack for hot water. And then put just about any temperature you want short of boiling. Crazy. And it just keeps going and going. I mean, water certainly won't run out. The propane will, but it'll just keep pumping out that hot water as long as it's getting fed propane. Okay, I got the big one down now. I get the bowls and the strainer thing washed, and then I'll wash out the unit, let it dry and get it put back in. And the nice thing is all the stuff that it comes with all fits in there along with this baby right here. And then there's the other little box for the decarbonation, and that came with a little thermometer, digital. I can barely read the screen. I don't know what it came like that, so I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, I set it at 250 and forget it. I don't even bother to look. As soon as it beeps, I know it's at 250. So it hasn't been a really huge issue. I still haven't made my shroom tea, my happy fungus. I need happy fungus today. Happy fungus. The other guy, I don't know if you can see it on the TV, but the other guy with Jimmy Dore, there's Kurt Metzger, America's comedian, but he's fucking hilarious. I haven't thought very much of today's modern comedians, but Jimmy's good when he's doing his little shtick, and Kurt, he's pretty good. I've been spoiled. George Carlin all those years from the time I was a kid. Like it was like 50 years of George Carlin, for Christ's sakes. So I'm just used to that level of comedy, and I mean, George just, there wasn't anything he wouldn't touch. Like I said for years, and my dad, we used to joke, is that listen to George because George is always right. Carlin. Oh yeah, there we go. Check that out. Oh, that butter smell. So there you go, man. Camp bread. Too early to slice into it though. It's still warm, so it won't cut well. But I think double. I gotta wash the air fryer thing. But I think double for sure. We're having the egg on the bread and the butter smeared on it, cooked in the air fryer. Oh yeah. There's a massive protest happening in Haiti against the bill. Massive protest against U.S. It's so nice to have eggs. I got cash. I gotta go to my neighbors and get the fresh eggs. The eggs in the store, they're so expensive, like $7 for free run. But they're not even really, fresh eggs that, they're laid just down the way, and they are free run. They're not fed chemicals and antibiotics and all that. They know, my neighbor knows how to knows what he's doing. They've been doing it all their lives, and their mother and father before them, and their mother and father, and so on and so on and so forth. So anyway, got to get in there. I got to be at least 20 or 30 cartons to bring them. And I keep saying I'm going to go, and then I never end up going. You get lazy and just go to the grocery store. I can get them where they don't wash them, so I don't have to put them in the fridge if I don't want to. If you wash them, they're no good. They have to be in the fridge, and they spoil quicker. If they don't wash them, it leaves the cuticle or whatever it is on the shell, and then it'll keep for quite a long time. And they're just a better tasting egg too. Oh, there's some kind of riot going on or something. I don't know there. These idiots on CNN and everything call this thing where everybody went down to Washington. Like they're overthrowing the country. Like, hello, even if you had half the U.S. military, you would never be able to do it. These were just rioters. But now they got to make everybody scared with these big words. That's because everybody's gone pussy. But I'm not supposed to talk politics on this channel, so I'm sorry. But I just think it's crazy. It's like, hey, man, most of these guys were just knuckleheads. They were rioting like every generation has done since the 1940s, and probably even before that. Definitely in the 60s, my generation were the big protesters. And people pissed on us, and we were the lefty hippies, or my parents and us kids and all that. So, but overthrow the country. Yeah, I don't think so. Take a lot more than a few thousand lugheads from the backwoods of Michigan and the like to overthrow that country. U.S. Army asleep would be able to fend all those guys off. And as I've discovered, man, at least in the jet fighter pilots, that Creslato guy that's doing the UFO thing now, holy fuck, these guys are super educated, man. And like I thought, well, it's just him, but no. I mean, that guy with the other UFO thing with Tic Tac, Commander David Fravor, listen to them talk, man. These are not guys that are just like jockey sticks. These guys, I mean, they must have degrees and stuff like that. Like Creslato has a fucking a knowledge space in his head going on. Like he must be studying like university stuff or whatever, because boy, he's got a good understanding of physics, all kinds of things, and not your average guy. That so makes me really happy to see that there's guys like that in the U.S. military, and that means for sure our Canadian guys are probably super educated. I'll bet $1 million on that now. Those Canadian Army boys, the Navy, and our Air Force guys. If the Americans are well trained, our guys, fuck. And that's not because the generals and all that are hard on them. It's a point of pride with our guys when they join the Army in this country, because it's a reputation to live up to. World War II. Ask about Canadian soldiers. But World War I. But yeah, our soldiers are proud people. Like they're proud people, but not the dumb lughead thing. Actually, a few friends that I've had in the Army over the years, Army guys, they were all super intelligent, like Chris and David Fravor in the U.S. Air Force, and there's a lot more of those guys than the lugheads. That I'm sure now. So I just think that's the coolest thing. Like, as crazy as things are, there are level heads in the Army and the Air Force and stuff like that. You may not agree with their politics or other things, but there are level heads that are intelligent, well trained, obviously. That Creslato, he just blows me away every time he starts talking. I'm like, you know, you're just not a jockey. What do they call him? Air jockey or whatever. That's far from the truth. Known as G9 and family, last month demanded the resignation. He should be a teacher, is what he should be. He's got a way about him that you want to listen to him, and he's very clear, very concise, and he's obviously super researched. He doesn't fool around. His channel's growing like massive in just months, because his takes on the UFO stuff, the different videos that he analyzes and all that other stuff. Trust me, man, this guy, go see him if you're into the UFO thing. And he doesn't fool around with nonsense. I mean, it's got to be facts, just the facts, man. Joe Friday, that's Creslato, eh? He has an open mind, so he's not rigid. I mean, I look at him, and I think he's better than Avi Loeb, because I've had my problems with Avi Loeb the last year or so, because of his Harvard academia corporate orthodoxy. I didn't know he was like that, but more and more I've heard him talk, I found out he is. But Creslato, on the other hand, I trust him implicitly, and it's not, like I say, just some slug off the street that, you know, hasn't graduated, you know, from kindergarten. But no, this guy, this guy Creslato is a brilliant, brilliant guy. Well, I'm going to go enjoy my coffee, and I'll let you guys go. This bread's going to be a good while yet. Can you smell that? The things you marvel over, I mean, you know, when I was 20, I would have been like, did somebody make that? You know, when I would buy bread like that, of course, because we had a bakery. Every small town had a bakery back in those days. So you didn't need to buy bread from a bag. It was always from the bakeries. But back then, I wouldn't have dreamt of baking a bread. But you learn it. I mean, my mom baked it. All the people that I ran with all ate, you know, it was always baked. It was served every meal. Fresh loaf of bread on the table, every meal. 3 meals a day. 3 loaves of bread a day.
Think they're gonna get their college loans forgiven when we actually
Anyway,
pay
peace, live long and prosper. I guess I'm supposed to do that. Peace, live long and prosper. Or no. Peace and long life, live long and prosper. 50 years I've had to get, over 50 years I've had to get to learn that, and I still get it wrong. Oh, that's some damn good coffee. Bye.